What's up, family Lamskis? It's my third sober Sunday, 15th day. I've had a lingering headache since I woke up this morning at 7:50, so I'm still early, still waking up early. I woke up, took some headache medicine, went back to sleep, and then when I woke up at 7:50, I still had the headache. I took even more headache medicine, and the headache has been lingering all day. And I've decided today is going to be a burnout protection day because burnout is real. And for at least the last week, for sure, I've gone walking 2 or more hours a day, and I've gone to all the AA meetings. So I'm going to take a burnout protection day. And one reason why I decided to do that, other than the headache or the fact that I might actually burn out, is because I did something I've never done today. I did something for the first time. I voluntarily went to church for its own sake. I've been to church many times, but it's always been, funerals, or I was in the army, or I was in jail, Not really like a legitimate, I want to go worship Jesus at church. I've never done that before. There's a church like 200 yards away from my house, so I went. And my tall ass, I'm 6 feet 8 inches tall. Those motherfuckers knew for damn sure they'd never seen me before. So I was in there for like 3 seconds, or I was in my seat for like 3 seconds before the pastor came up, introduced himself to me. And then like 4 other of the elders came up and introduced themselves, asked me about them. So I got to tell 5 people I don't have a job. That was fun. Hey, so what do you do? Hey, so what do you do? I'm in between jobs. I'm in between jobs. Hey, I'm in between jobs. Like, man, I sure love telling everybody I don't have a fucking job, man. So that was cool. It was interesting, man, because, look, I'm going all the way this time. I know it's one day at a time. I can't go back to the drinking. I can't go back. I can't go back to even being willing to fucking pop pills or, definitely not doing meth again, but I don't even want to introduce the risk. So I'm gonna keep going to these meetings. I'm gonna keep going to this church because I need all the help I can get. I might meet the right person. You never know, in a good way. I'm done meeting the right person in a bad way. And so I was thinking, well, it's Sunday, church, and is it there on the 7th day he rested or something, and then I don't want to burn out, and I had this lingering headache, and I'm not David Goggins, okay? I'm 40 years old, all right? So I've decided today I'm just going to chill out, pig out, watch a shitload of TV, and that's it. No meetings, no walking. So I decided I might as well just go ahead and record early. Don't really have much to talk about since I'm not doing those things. The service, it was about Christmas, and we went over some passages in Luke. I think it was chapter 1, verses 67 through 79 or something like that. We went over. I've read the New Testament once, but that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's been 3 years, so I don't necessarily remember it. But it was cool, man. I was glad I have one of my family friends, who I've known since I was 15, 14. He got locked up, a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago, and he's always been real Christian ever since. And so I was telling him the other day, I think I'm going to church, and he was like, man, Joe, I'm so proud of you. So, when I was finished, that was the first thing I texted him. I was like, hey, I actually did it, man. I went. I know this sounds innocuous or not that exciting, but I just really enjoyed being in a big ass room where the ceiling's fucking 3-4 stories high. I don't know why. I guess because I'm so tall. I'm used to the fucking ceiling being way closer to me than everybody else. So I'm like, man, that ceiling's way the fuck up there. I can walk all nice and straight, with good posture, because I'm not gonna hit my head on nothing. So I don't really have much to talk about. I guess I'll tell a quick anecdote, because I have a guy in my comments asking me about detoxing and stuff, and I appreciate your comments, buddy, for sure. And best of luck to you, man. I don't want to give you any advice because you haven't asked for it, first of all, so that's one reason. But also, everyone's different. I don't know how old you are. I don't know how your history. I think if you really want to quit, you should try to maybe find a group in your town, your local, or online if you live in bumfuck Egypt, or just read the big book online. It's free. You can just read the big book if you want. You don't have to read the whole thing. You just have to read the first 164 pages, and page 417, of course. But it'd be a good start. You don't have to quit drinking to read the book either. You can read the book while you're drinking. It doesn't matter. There's no rules like that. All you have to do is want to quit drinking. That's all that matters, is you want to quit drinking, right? So, the worst detox I ever had was, I think it was like in March of 2024. I probably detoxed, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 times overall. And it's always, I've detoxed. I detoxed once in a rehab setting where they were giving me like Ativan and that type of shit. So that was all right, except there was another guy detoxing in the same room with me who was snoring his ass off. So that's one reason why I'm never going back to rehab, because of bullshit like that. I'd rather detox by myself. But this time, I thought I was going to die. I was very close to calling an ambulance several times because there was like about a 16-hour long stretch where I was throwing up every single 30 to 45 minutes, like consistently. It was an ending. It was all just like mostly bile, and it was like black, and it fucking hurt my stomach like so bad. Like the pain in my stomach was so bad. It was terrible. And so like for me, when I detox, from the moment I take my last drink, it takes like a little bit of time before the detox starts kicking in. So like you'll be fine from your last drink for a little bit, and then the detox starts coming in. And he asked me about the shakes, when we start drinking this. I'm like, yeah, definitely, for sure had the shakes, but the throwing up was the worst. And the second worst thing that's ever happened to me during a detox. Well, let me finish about this detox in particular. I thought I was gonna die. And I came close to calling the ambulance, but then there was like part of me that was like, if I do die, I don't have to worry about it no more. And I hate going to the hospital for detox, because I did that one time. I did go to the hospital because I thought I was detoxing badly. And they don't do shit for you. They just put you in the bed and put you on an IV. Like, it's not like they gave me fucking Ativan or anything, because I don't have insurance and shit. Like, I don't know if that makes a difference, but like, it felt very pointless to go to the hospital. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't call. And then the other reason was like, well, shit, maybe I will die. And then that's it. I'm free finally of this fucking affliction that I got. Eventually, I finally did stop throwing up every 45 minutes. And then like I probably threw up like a couple more times over the next 12 hours. But you can't sleep when you're detoxing, especially if you're throwing up every 45 minutes. I mean, the pain in my stomach from throwing up that often for so long, I mean, it was terrible. It was so terrible that I quit drinking for like 3 days. I was in the worst pain, not the worst pain in my life, but pretty close, thinking I was legitimately going to die, and that gave me 3 days of motivation before I started drinking again. Of course, I never had a detox worse than that ever after that. I've probably detoxed like 2 or 3 times since that happened. But the second worst thing that's happened to me during a detox is that my brain, my mind, I lose control over my thoughts. So you can't sleep, or me, I can't sleep. I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else's experience, just what I've gone through. Someone who's 6'8", drinking about a liter of vodka on a daily basis for the last 5, 6 years, 7 years. That's what happened. So like I would lose control of my thoughts, and my brain was just thinking its own shit, and it was all like fucking nonsense. And my brother's calling me right now. I'm gonna call him back because I'm gonna finish this story real quick. But you can't control your thoughts. Can't control your thoughts. and your brain's thinking all this nonsense. And the only way I could counter that was to like listen to like true crime podcasts, have something playing that I could focus on. But as soon as that's turned off, it's fucking done. And then the third worst thing that's worse than the shakes is the leg cramps. Because it is impossible to fall asleep with the leg cramps. It's impossible. Even if you get close to falling asleep, your leg cramps up, you're fucking done, like calf cramps. So this time, I wasn't gonna detox. I quit the vodka and I drank beer for a week until my stomach stopped hurting. And that's when I quit. Anyway, I'm feeling guilty that I didn't answer my brother's phone call. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. But appreciate the comments, everybody. Y'all have a great Sunday. Talk to y'all later.